everyone. In the last lecture, we have discussed about the various type of manometers. In that includes the incline type manometer and the U-tube type manometer. How we can measure the differential pressure with the help of manometers. Okay. In this lecture, we are going to see the second type of pressure measuring device that will generally having the mechanical pressure sensor, or that can be called as a mechanical pressure sensors. That includes the various type of elastic elements like diaphragm, capsules, Bourdon tube. With the help of that, how we can measure the pressure and how this elastic pressure transducer or this mechanical pressure transducer can be utilized to have some type of arrangement to make the displacement as a input quantity to other transducer, that we will see in the next. Myself Dr. Abhas Kanungo, I belongs to the Electronics and Communication Department, Kite Group of Institution, Ghaziabad. In this lecture, we are going to see about the mechanical pressure sensors. So, in the last class, we have discussed about the various type of manometers. In that, we have seen the various type of manometers, how the pressure can be measured with the help of manometer. In this lecture, we are going to see the different types of mechanical pressure sensors that generally includes the diaphragm or that will generally includes the first is diaphragm, second one is capsule, third one is Bourdon tube, fourth one is bellows, then dead weight and piston gauges, ring balance pressure gauge, inverted bell type pressure gauge. So, this type of devices that can be under the mechanical pressure sensors, or that can also be called in the category of elastic pressure transducer. So, we are going to see all this one by one. So, this can be called as a mechanical pressure sensor devices. So, these are the classification of mechanical pressure sensor. Now, first we will discuss about the capsule pressure gauge. So, what actually the capsule pressure gauge is? The capsule element comprises two circular shaped convoluted membranes sealed tight around their circumference. Now, in all this type of elastic pressure measurement device or the mechanical pressure measurement device, the arrangement will be like that. When we apply the pressure, there will be the change in the elastic property of the respective transducer, and the change in that elastic property will causes any difference or any displacement. So, that will be converted from one form into the another form, and that will make the change in the material on the displacement of material, that can be measured in terms of pressure or that can be measured in terms of displacement. So, that can arrangement or that can be called as a capsule pressure gauge or elastic pressure transducer. So, this is the general classification what I have told you. Now, when we talk about the capsule pressure gauge, the capsule element comprises two circular shape when we talk about the construction, and one convoluted membrane sealed tight around their circumferences. Also, the pressure acts on the inside the capsule. The pressure acts inside of this capsule, and the generated stroke movement is shown by a pointer as measurement of pressure. So, one pointer device can be connected with the arrangement of capsule, because we are applying the pressure, that will, when we are using the elastic element, obviously that pressure, the exerted pressure will cause an displacement, and that displacement can be measured by the pointer for the measurement of pressure. So, that can be measured, that pressure can be measured in terms of the displacement. Also, the pressure gauges with capsule elements are more especially suitable for gaseous media and relatively low pressure. That means, the capsule pressure gauge is advantageous in case of gaseous media, also in case of low pressure, and I told about the low pressure, that low pressure, the pressure below 1 bar can be lies in the category of low pressure. Also the overload protection is possible within the certain limits in case of capsule pressure gauge. Also when we talk about the capsule pressure gauge, the activating force is increased if a number of capsule elements are connected. So when we talk about the single capsule arrangement, then the pressure range will be low. Also to make the device more effective, we can connect various type of capsule gauges in the series. So the activating force can be increased in that case when the multiple capsule arrangements are connected together. Also the pressure ranges of the capsule gauges, the below I told about you that the pressure below 1 bar. So 0.2 millibar, 0 to 0.6 bar or 0.1 to 2.5, that will be the accuracy of the capsule pressure gauge. Now here you can see the arrangement of capsule pressure gauge. In that you can see that this blue colored chamber is your pressure chamber. This is our capsule element. Now this, in that diagram you can see that this encircled red, that will be our capsule element, and when the pressure entry, you can see that in that blue line the pressure entry is from there, that will be the stem with pressure connector. So here you can see when the applied pressure is applied from here, the capsule element will deflected because of the applied pressure, and that will cause the change in, or that will cause the change, or that will cause the movement, and that movement can be measured with the help of pointer. So that is the very basic arrangement of elastic pressure transducer. So this type of arrangement, this type of device which is looking like a capsule is known as the capsule pressure transducer. What we are actually doing, when we are giving the pressure, the capsule element get affected from this pressure, and the output displacement can be measured with the help of pointer, or the output moment can be measured with the help of pointer connected. So that will be the basic arrangement of capsule pressure transducer. Likewise capsule, there are other more devices that can be used for pressure measurement. The second most useful device is bellows pressure gauge. So when we talk about the bellows pressure gauge, the bellows pressure element is works on the principle of elasticity. Obviously all the arrangement that will lies in the mechanical pressure gauge, most of them are depend on the principle of elasticity. So the material of construction of the bellows pressure gauge is copper, phosphorus, bronze. Objective type question may come that what type of material you use in the bellows pressure gauge. So the copper, phosphorus, bronze can be used as a material in making the bellows pressure gauge. Also when we talk about the bellows, bellows is a thin walled one piece metallic pressure containing element appearing as a stake of round edge disc. Now we will see the arrangement of bellows. The shape is different with respect to the capsule which we have studied. So we will see in the diagram, but when the pressure inside the bellows increases, this disc thicken and the length of the bellows increases, and if the length of the bellows increases, that will cause the displacement, and that displacement can be measured. This increased length, the sum of the expansion of all the discs is measure of the pressure inside the bellows. So there are multiple discs in a single bellows. When we applied the pressure, that disc will displace, the all disc will be displaced, and the total cause of displacement with respect to each disc that will cause, and that can be measured with the help of connected pointer. So the moment of the end of the bellows can be used to drive a pointer over a scale. So the arrangement is same like capsule type pressure gauge in the bellows pressure gauge, but the formation of bellows is different as compared to the capsule, but the principle is, the basic principle is same. Both are lies in the elastic pressure transducer, the category of elastic pressure transducer. So here you can see the arrangement of bellows. So, to increase the range of pressure, now here you can see that the multiple discs are there, these lines that are the multiple discs, these are the multiple discs, and here you can see before pressure is applied the arrangement will be like that, and when the pressure is applied, you can see that yellow color arrow, in that you can see when the pressure is applied the displacement has been changed, and that this you can see the change of displacement. This is the height that can be availed with the help of this applied pressure. This is the height that can be availed by applying this pressure, and that height has been causes of the each displacement of each disc that is available in the bellows. So, that is the overall displacement that can be caused by this applied pressure. Now, the some type of linkage arrangement is there, pointer arrangement is there, from which that displacement, this height can be measured on the pointer. This height, the original position is this, and this displacement can be measured with the help of pointer. So, that is the basic principle of the bellows that can be lies in the category of elastic pressure transducer. Here you can see also the arrangement of bellows, in that the different arrangement is there where the pointer is also connected. So, here you can see that this is our applied pressure and these are our bellows. So, firstly when we haven't applied any pressure, the pointer will be on its null position when we haven't applied any pressure. Now, when the pressure is applied, obviously I have told you that each disc will be moved with the help of applied pressure, and that will cause the displacement, and obviously when it will cause the displacement, the pointer gets deflected from its null position and we are having some value of displacement. So, pressure, the applied pressure can be measured directly in terms of displacement, okay, with the help of bellows arrangement. So, that is the practically how we can use the bellows in our measurement and how we can convert the pressure into the displacement with the help of bellows. So, that will be the basic device in that the bellows can be used. It is lies in the category of elastic pressure transducer. Likewise, we have also seen about the capsule transducer. Now, there are various advantages of elastic pressure transducer. We can see that there are cost is very low for elastic pressure transducer. Also, they have a linear scale of wide range. That means, when you are applying the pressure, you are getting the displacement, and there will be the linear relationship between the pressure and the displacement. So, that will follow the one of the characteristics or one of the basic characteristics of instrumentation, that the pressure and the displacement is the output between this is linear. So, they have a linear scale for a wide range of application, not for the low ranges, but for the wide range of application they are having the linear scale. Also, they can withstand over pressure and hence they are safe to be used. No permanent zero shift is there. So, that is the one of the advantage of elastic pressure transducer. Also, they can measure both absolute and gauge pressure, that is differential pressure. So, that can be used to measure absolute and gauge pressure both. So, these are the advantages of elastic pressure transducer. Now, when we talk about the disadvantages of elastic pressure transducer, now you can see in that firstly they have a moderate accuracy subjected to the drift or instability, because all parts are mechanical. So, some type of wear and tear will be there in the devices or in the measurement. So, maintenance is required time to time when we are talking about the mechanical pressure devices, and the elastic pressure transducers are lies between the lies in the category of mechanical pressure devices. So, also they have a delayed response to the shock and vibration conditions. I have already told you that require all the mechanical devices required a proper maintenance and proper caring of the instrument. So, they have a delayed response to the shock and the vibration condition. Also, they work at a narrow temperature range with moderate accuracy and the sluggish response. So, response is not response is very sluggish. Also, the temperature range is very low, in that device can withstand. Also, it is not useful to measure high value of pressure. So, that cannot the high value of pressure cannot be measured with the help of pressure measuring device with the help of elastic pressure transducer. Also, bellows joints can fail by the catastrophically. That is why, because we are applying the pressure and the that can displace, or the mechanical part can be deflected with the help of applied pressure of the bellows. So, that will be the one of the disadvantage of elastic pressure transducer. Also, no in place maintenance or repair can be performed, they must be replaced if damaged. So, if the device is broken with the help of mechanical arrangement or with the help of applied pressure, when we have given high pressure to the device, our device, then the part cannot be repaired, that will be broken and they must be replaced if that part is damaged. So, these are the certain disadvantages of elastic pressure transducer. Now, when we talk about the weight gauges, these are the second type of devices that we have used in our last PPT, that first is elastic pressure transducer, then manometers, and last one is weight gauges. So, in that category, the weight causes the displacement, or the weight causes the pressure exerted, and that pressure can that pressure weight causes the force, and that force is proportional to the pressure. So, we will get the pressure because of the weight. So, basically the three categories of weight gauges, first is dead weight and piston gauge, second one is ring balance pressure gauge, third one is inverted bell type pressure gauge. So, first is dead weight and piston gauge. So, when we talk about the dead weight and piston gauge, pressure gauges can be calibrated with the dead weight gauges, can be called as a dead weight tester. So, this piston gauges or the dead weight gauges can be used to calibrate other devices. Likewise, a dead weight tester is an instrument that calibrates the pressure by determining the weight of force divided by the area of the forces applied. So, the dead weight tester can be used to calibrate the other pressure measuring devices. Also, the dead weights are usually used for pressure gauge calibration, as they came with a high accuracy. The accuracy of dead weight gauges is very high. Also, there are many types of them depending on the application when they are operated. Dead weight testers are the basic primary standard for accurate measurement of pressure. So, we will see in the diagram that how dead weight pressure can be used. Now, so here you can see that this is some type of weight arrangement is there, and because we know that F is equal to ma. So, when the mass is applied, the force will be produced. Also, we know that P is equal to F by A. So, when the force is there, pressure is there, because of the mass, the pressure is there, and that pressure causes the displacement in the output side or on the output needle. So, here you can see that by the application of mass, the force has been caused, and because of this force we are getting the pressure, and that pressure is equal to the F by A, and that pressure will causes some displacement, and that displacement can be measured on the output side or on our pointer. And this you can see that we can test the appropriate devices with the help of dead weight tester. So, this is the basic diagram for the dead weight tester. So, basically in dead weight tester we put the weight on the weight stand of the dead weight tester, putting weight is reference weight which is to be calibrated, and further we applied pressure by moving the piston. So, this is the basic diagram that from which the standardized weight we can measure the pressure and we can calibrate our other device. So, that will be the basic working of dead weight tester. Also, when the applied pressure and the reference weight pressure is equal, at this condition reference weight will be 0. So, that is why it is called as a dead weight tester, that can be used to test any type of devices or any type of to calibrate other type of devices because of its high accuracy. Now, second type of arrangement in the weight gauges is ring balance type pressure gauge. It consists of a tube usually made of polythene or other suitable light and transparent material. So, we one ring is there, in that when we applied the pressure we need to balance that pressure with the help of applied force. So, the tubular chamber is divided into two parts by splitting and sealing. This chamber is filled with a light liquid like paraffin or oil or kerosene. So, you should know the material which we are using in the different types of transducer. Also, the pressure input connections are made with flexible couplings and tubing, so the ring can move. So, a counterweight is attached to the ring. Let pressure P1 and P2 acts against the walls as shown. We can see here, this is the simple ring balance type manometer or ring balance type arrangement. So, here you can see that one side we are applying the low pressure, one side we are applying the high pressure, and the one weight is there below the tube. That is why, because of this weight, that lies in the category of ring balance type manometer or the ring balance type pressure gauge. So, here you can see the diagram, one side the low pressure side, one is high pressure side, and one weight is there. So, the differential pressure arrangement is there, and that pressure will causes the movement on this pointer. So, this is the ring balance type manometer, that can also be called as a ring balance type manometer, because we are measuring, we are having some type of liquid type arrangement, also we are measuring the differential pressure. So, that is why it can also be called as a ring balance type manometer. Now, next is inverted bell type manometer or the inverted bell type pressure gauge. So, when we talk about the inverted bell type pressure gauge, the inverted bell type pressure gauge is confined into application, requires a sensitive small range pressure gauge for relatively low pressure and the vacuums. That is why one of the advantages of inverted bell type pressure gauges, that can be used for the small range pressure or for relatively low pressure or the vacuums. So, vacuum pressure, as you know that the vacuum pressure will be the downwards direction with respect to the atmospheric pressure. So, from the inverted bell type arrangement we can measure the vacuum pressure or the low pressure. So, the bell pressure gauge is differential pressure meter. The single bell model, consider there can be possibility of two types of models, in that one is single bell model and one is inclined bell model. So, in here you can see the single bell model consists of an inverted bell suspended in such a way that it is immersed in a oil and arranged so that the measured pressure raises the bell and moves a balance beam which has a counterweight on the opposite end. So, because of the applied pressure we can measure the pressure by balancing that inverted bell. So, the movement of the balance beam is transmitted through a mechanical linkage to a pressure indicating assembly. So, that movement can be proportional to the applied pressure. So, from which the inverted bell type pressure gauge we can measure the applied pressure. you can see in the diagram. Here you can see that this is the single element bell gauge and this is the 2 element bell gauge. Below that you can see from here that we are applying the pressure, and when we are applying the pressure there is a pressure P2 is also acting from here. So, we need to balance that ring. So, for balancing this ring we required a P1 minus P2 to balance this ring, and also the pressure measuring device can measure the P1 minus P2. So, we need to balance this beam or the balance this bell. So, that is why it is called as a inverted bell type pressure gauge. Also that can also be classified into 2 elements bell gauge. Here you can see that the differential pressure can be causes with the help of one we are applying, because this is inclined, that is why it is called as a inclined and inverted, and pressure P2 is applied from there and one weight is over there. So, we need to balance this, and that pressure difference can be measured with the help of pressure measuring devices or the pressure measuring indicating instrument, that also we have discussed in the previous slides. So, in the next lecture we are going to see different types of electric pressure pickups transducer, and there are some more advantages of dead weight gauges, that by using the dead weight tester to calibrate the pressure measurement devices is very easy. Also the pressure stability is especially noticeable when compared to the option of pressure comparators with digital gauges. Also some type of disadvantages is also there. The accuracy of dead weight tester is affected due to the friction between the piston and the cylinder, because it is the mechanical arrangement. So, that friction can cause an error. So, in next lecture we are going to see about the different types of electrical pressure pickups. Thank you.